So
Totally
that's
agree.
really where that passion comes from. It's knowing, you know what it is, Eric? It's that firm belief that a rising tide raises all ships.
That's good. So welcome to Payrock, Wyoming's Spotlight on Casper Businesses, where we shine the light on incredible entrepreneurs and businesses that make our community thrive. If you're enjoying these videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and most of all, share them. Today we have a special guest with us, someone that I've wanted on the podcast for a long time. It's someone I believe is probably as passionate for small businesses in Casper as I am. I'm very, very grateful to have Tina Holenhobrick.
Hobel-Heinrich.
I've practiced that 10 times. I'm sorry.
It's phonetic.
President of the Chamber of Commerce of Casper. She's here to talk to us about what's happening with the Casper, what's going on now, her role, and where we see the Casper in the future. So take it away, Tina.
Awesome. Well, kind of just a little brief bio about me. I think a lot of you are tired of hearing my story, so I'll keep it short. My career has kind of crossed several different sectors. I started out in retail sales as a young professional and made my way to Wells Fargo, where I stayed almost a decade. I was there 9 years. Started out as an in-store banker when that was a thing, and then ended as an AVP and as a market manager. So really, really loved my time at Wells, and the resources, the training there is second to none. I had a late in life baby, so I have a daughter who's 26 or 27, and my son is 18. So when Jake came along, it was one of those things that I was at work when he woke up. I was at work by the time he went to bed, and it was just time for a change. So I was greatly blessed by being able to go to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Great Falls, and I was there for 8 years. Ended up merging my agency with the Helena agency, just cost-cutting measures, and it just makes more sense. So I think we'll see that move with a lot of nonprofits going forward, working together more, which also is so important for small business or business in general. But I spent a very brief time in county government. I was the director of aging services for Cascade County, Montana. And I helped manage the 14 federal programs that served senior citizens in Cascade County. Such a passion for that work. We had a family tragedy. My sister, my older sister, Nita, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and we lost her 10 months later. Right. So during that time, I think you really reevaluate your life, and I knew for me it was time to come home. My oldest sister lives in Cody, and, you know, for years we had joked about every time the chamber job came open, she'd be like, hey, your job's open. And it became a joke. And, you know, one day it just wasn't a joke. And I was blessed enough to be offered a position there, a position that I really, really loved. You know, nothing but love for the community and for the organization. With my son graduating, though, that truly empty nest was kind of like, what else could we do? Right. So I had been watching everything happening in Casper. And, you know, being a Wyoming native, I really don't have any desire to leave Wyoming, probably ever again. Right. You know, I was in kind of the closest thing to Wyoming in Montana for 26 years, and I just don't see myself going very far. But my mom is still in Sheridan, where I was born and raised. My sister's still in Cody. I have a brother in Sheridan, lots of nieces and nephews, so really this is home to me. Right. And when I started looking at Casper, it's like, holy cow, that place is the land of opportunity. There are so many great things happening within Natrona County and Casper specifically. I just was like, wow, I want to be a part of that.
Absolutely. I often say that Casper is big enough to find success and to see a lot of things thriving and booming, but small enough so it feels home. It feels like you can know practically everyone in this small town. It has that right mix. You know, I grew up in a town of about 100 and some thousand people, and that pushes the limit. Yeah. But 65, 70,000 people I think is a perfect number. So
yeah, I can remember so my first week here, my house wasn't ready, so I lived in hotels for about 3 weeks. And I can remember that first night in a hotel. It's the stress of going to work in person for the first time. But then it's like, hey, I'm kind of hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what do they have here? And it's like, oh my gosh, they have everything.
Compared to Cody or compared to Sheridan.
So I stumbled into Rocca's the first night and have been a frequent flyer since. But, there's just so much variety here, so many great amenities.
Absolutely.
But yet you still have those small town touches like local theater, local symphony,
exactly.
Great sole proprietors that are really changing our landscape.
Absolutely. We both share that deep passion for Casper's businesses. What ignited that passion for you, and how is it fueling what you're doing today?
Yeah, so I think that passion was really ignited in the nonprofit world. I am one of those people, good, bad, right, or wrong. I have a strong sense of justice and right and wrong, and I always want to be the one advocating for the little guy and helping people succeed when they might not, whether that's seniors or kids or whatever the challenge is. I find the most professional fulfillment when I am helping people achieve success. That was really true in banking. Helping people find solutions. People don't think of banking as a helping profession, but for me it was. It definitely was true at Big Brothers Big Sisters. It was true at Cascade County, and it's really the hallmark of chamber work. You have to be really invested in the success of other people. Or else you can't do this.
Right.
So that's really where that passion comes from. It's knowing, you know what it is, Eric? It's that firm belief that a rising tide raises all ships.
That's good. Just write that down. But that's good, yeah.
It's so ingrained in my psyche. That's just who I am.
Absolutely. I think that our attitude and how we face our challenges in life have to do a lot with that as well, and the fact that our outlook can really change things here in Casper, and I believe that.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
I'm also thinking about the identity that Casper has. Casper is really anchored in its identity and its history in Wyoming. So I'm wondering, how do you see that identity play out in what you're doing in economic development at the chamber?
Well, we really leave economic development to our friends at Advanced Casper. They're the professionals. They know it better than anybody else. So we're a proud partner of theirs, and Justin and I work really well together. If I come across somebody who needs his resources, I send him his way. If he comes across an existing business that needs our resources. So I think that partnership is really, really key. But rather than trying to be everything to every business, I think we need to recognize that there are people that are better at it than we are. So when it comes to economic development, they are definitely better at it than we are, and it's not our primary goal. Our primary goal really is serving as a connector.
Okay.
We want to connect businesses to the community and businesses to each other so that tide starts to raise.
So how do you do that? What are the projects you're currently working on, or we can talk about 2024? What's on the horizon? How are you connecting those businesses here in town?
I think that a lot of that is yet to be decided. So when you work in the nonprofit realm and when you've been in nonprofits for a really long time, the beautiful thing about nonprofits is you are governed by the best and the brightest. We have a board of directors who have been elected to guide this Chamber of Commerce. So they're up at 30,000 feet, and they've got their eye on the horizon. And because they come from different sectors and different professions and different backgrounds, they really are the best equipped to choose that direction. So we are coming out of a strategic plan that probably wasn't well executed or understood.
Okay.
And so we are doing strategic planning with the Chamber Board on January 16th.
Got it.
And so the best answer to the question is I'm super excited to see where we're going.
Right.
But there are some other answers in there. There's a lot of hidden gems in some of the work that we've already done. We just did a redraft of our bylaws, made some great improvements there. We enacted financial management policies. We changed our accounting processes. We have a new employee handbook that's really much more comprehensive and up to date, but really evaluating how we can not only be a resource to others, but be good citizens and good, shepherds to our own staff, to our own board, and to our loyal members. So there has been a lot of discussion about member benefits. And, I think in the old world, it was, well, this is your benefit. It's up to you to use it. Really backwards thinking, in my opinion. This is your benefit. It's up to me to help you use it.
All right.
So really making those connections. People say that chamber membership is intangible. It's not something that you can feel, touch, smell, hear. And I disagree. I think if it's done well, if it's done right, and it's done with success in mind, and that's your motivator, it absolutely is tangible.
I would have to agree, absolutely. I mean, I'm a member, obviously, of the Chamber of Commerce, and I just find a lot of value in it, but tangible value.
Tangible,
whether it's in those mixers that we have, the business after hours, which I'd like to get your take on that. Just meeting other businesses and finding what's happening in our community, or whether it's the monthly meetings that the chamber has. There's a lot of tangible ways to improve your own business through networking and things like that. So tell us more about what's happening today. What can a member get involved in?
Oh my gosh. So we have an amazing customer management system, a CMS. And it's one of the best ways for members to help themselves. So there is member-only access to we call it the dark side. The member information portal is really what its name is. But within the member information portal, we put your business in your hands. You write your own narrative. You add your own photos. You upload your own videos. So if your podcasts aren't living at your page yet, we got to hook you up.
There's an idea.
So anytime people find you in our website, and so important for small businesses who don't have the time or resources to manage a website. Two things that you can do for yourself: claim your Google business and join a chamber of commerce. And a chamber of commerce like ours, who has a back end and puts you in the driver's seat, is especially powerful, because now, with no management other than what you have time for, and no cost other than your chamber dues, which are really affordable, you've just boosted your business in the Google algorithm, because now you're going to be found not on just Facebook. Hopefully you're found on Facebook. You'll have a Google business listing, and they'll find you with videos and relevant content, including keywords that are representative of your business.
That's a great idea. So we can create a showcase mini website on the chamber website. I did not know that. That's good to know.
And if you are in a profession where you book appointments, you can embed that link to book appointments right from our website straight to you.
All right.
So it really is a very powerful tool. It's something that I'm super passionate about, and something that we're going to be reaching out to businesses to really make sure they understand how to do it. And my favorite thing is, if you're an existing chamber member and you aren't familiar with the Member Information Center, I want you to call me. 307-234-5311. I'm option 4, and I want to be on your calendar.
Well, that's wonderful.
And I want to come to you. I think we learn better on our own computers. I want you to have your keyboard in front of you, so like all of us, you IT guys need to close your ears so we can save our passwords, which we're never supposed to do. Right. But I think we all do.
Absolutely.
But no, I want to come to you, walk you through it, and really help you find success in that arena.
That's great. And there's also these business after hours. What was the intention behind those after hours? Tell us about that.
Business after hours is all about networking. It's meeting people, and I am loving the energy that Casper brings to those events. They're wildly attended. They're